And a jolly good morning to you from the village of Cuffley in Hertfordshire. Just going to take a short walk today, probably lasting about an hour and a half, maybe to 2 hours. So medium length walk really, I suppose I'm saying. Using my good old friend Go Jauntly. I've just popped down here on the train from near where I live, and I'm just going to take a little walk, use the app, see where it takes me. It seems to be taking me up towards a woods, Northaw, something woods, can't remember the name of it now. I never can remember the name of anything, even though I only read it a few minutes ago. Out of the village, through the village, round the village and back to the railway station. So let's go. The first thing's worth noting is that Cuffley is on the Great Northern Line Hertford Loop route out of Moorgate. Goes up to Stevenage, sometimes beyond Stevenage, and it's in the oyster zone. So if you're coming out from London, you can tap on and tap off, no problem. If you're coming from the other direction in Stevenage, can't really tell you, I don't think Stevenage is on the oyster, so you would probably need a normal ticket for that. And here we are, heading out towards the village centre, according to the sign at least. Fairly typical kind of village, right on the edge of London. So, needless to say, quite busy, but a good location if you want a bit of countryside, and slightly more rural than if you were to live in London itself. I always question whether a village is a village if it's got its own fish and chip shop. It's almost like a small town, really. So we've turned onto Plough Hill Road, back in that direction, takes you to Potter's Bar, which is a town, a typical edge of London suburb town. This is a bit more villagey, I guess. Nice cherry blossom on the go there. Soon will blow away. Already beginning to there. Shame that doesn't last a bit longer. I'm not so out of condition. By the sounds of it, I am, but I've just recovering from a very heavy cold that has went to my chest. So apologise for the huffing and puffing, but just making my way up Plough Hill, and some nice houses up here actually. Once you get out of that sort of slightly underwhelming little village centre, and almost surprisingly, or not unsurprising, the pub at the top's called the Plough. Just here up on the left, Plough Hill becomes East Ridgeway. The Ridgeway being a well-known way through this part of London, up on the hills here. But we're taking a right turn onto Hill Rise. So the station is over, just roughly over in that direction. I've just gone on a little circle. This walk's a bit of a figure of 8, and that was a little part of the 8. We're going on the much bigger part of the 8 now. out to these woods and then back round into Cuffley. So we're turning off Hill Rise now onto Sutherland Way, which looks like I'm going back uphill again. It's quite clear that this walk's quite good if you enjoy going up and down reasonably modest hills. As I say, I'm making it sound a lot worse than it actually is due to a bit of a ongoing bad chest, but anyway, don't worry about that. Turn onto Sutherland Avenue now, and a bit more of a hill. Right, heading up a alleyway now. It looks like one of those fabulous alleyways that become completely overrun with nettles eventually. Luckily it's not at the moment because I have shorts on, and nettles and bare legs are never a fun thing. And almost straight away we come to the end of the pathway onto Hanyard's Lane. This is a very nice area of Cuffley. I shan't go pointing my camera at all the houses. Well, that is definitely a road of multi-million pound houses. Hanyard's Lane seems to have their own security guard there, and a heck of a lot of very, very nice cars. This is the Ridgeway. This is an extremely high-end area. You need some serious bucks to live along here. All have got security, and there's visible security as well. A few vans now seen mooching around. It's a sad indictment to the crime rate in the UK and the abilities of the police. If so much in the way of private security is required, but ho-hum, I guess the people here are happy to pay it and are happy to feel a bit more secure on that basis. Nobody chucks their litter on the floor here. So I've turned off the Ridgeway now and entered the Northaw Great Wood Local Nature Reserve. Sadly, a bit of litter lobbed down here. People that couldn't make it to the bathroom in time. So let's take a little stroll around in here. A nice bit of greenery on the fringes of London and close to this beautiful little village, or kind of beautiful. Now we're coming to this little crossing. I'm going to be taking a left turn in a moment, and I think I'll be coming back from the pathway straight ahead. I'm going to be going on a big circle around that way, but I'm just going to sit there for a moment or two and have some lunch. It's about lunchtime, so time for a sandwich. I'll be back in about 15 minutes, but you'll see me in about 2 seconds. There we go, that's where we just came from. Suitably fortified with a drink and a sandwich. Oh, pardon me. Hope that didn't come out on the sound. I'm not too sure what's in these woods, but they are highlighted as being very pleasant to walk around. I've seen one or two people with their dogs, but this is middle of the week, middle of the day. Most people are busy doing other things at this time of day, of course. The one warning I was given about these woods are they do get very, very muddy, and I can see that, but we have had a fairly dry spell recently, so that's not going to be an issue today. But I can certainly see where the tracks become so muddy, everyone's had to edge their way around in different places onto the less muddy parts and so on. But yeah, it's actually very pleasant walking in here, very tranquil. Quite often when you're this close to London, you can always still hear that background noise of cars and city noise not that far away, and I can just about hear some traffic in the distance, but this is quite well sheltered from all of that, so ideal. And it's a beautiful day. It's about 12 Celsius, so perfect for walking. Not too hot, not too cold. Bit of a breeze and plenty of sunshine. Fabulous. There's another seat. Not quite ready for another sit down yet. Well, we're kind of walking parallel to the ridgeway at the moment. It's way over there. Hence why you can't hear anything. And of course walking along here is much more preferable to walking on the ridgeway itself, which while it's nice to look at the extremely splendid houses along there, it's also got lots of traffic, so not quite so much fun. I think we keep along here until we come to a car park, a main parking up spot for these woods, and then start to circle round. Got Grimes Brook running through here. This isn't it here, where they've put the planks down on the little bridge. It's a bit further over that way, but it's obviously an area where a lot of water springs up, and after rain causes a lot of mud. But that's dry at the moment. Should see Grimes Brook at some point, see if that's got any water flowing through it, which I guess it will do. And here is here is Grimes Brook, which has not really got much flowing down it at the moment, just a little trickle. It has been, as I say, been pretty dry for the last couple of months, but there's many little brooks like that lead down into the lower levels towards and will eventually end up in one of the numerous rivers that feed the River Thames. I won't be doing much feeding today at that rate. So back uphill again. Lots of nice wood that could be chopped up and put on the fire in winter. If you could get your vehicle down here to collect it. So just approaching the Great Wood car park. You would enter the car park from up on the ridgeway just over there, and it would appear there's some public toilets here. Wasn't expecting to see that, I have to say. Whether they're open or not, of course, is another matter. And the fact that those windows are open would suggest they probably are. And I've just been walking in the wrong direction on the yellow trail. A bit of Googling would no doubt help you with that. There's a sign just over here that I'm just going to take a quick look at. Seems to be a kind of a little office or something there. It doesn't appear to be open at the moment. Northaw Greatwood. And I'm guessing that's where we are. And I'm going to be carrying on kind of in this direction, presumably intersecting with the yellow again and then coming back. And I think this is where this is where I joined. And then that's the Ridgeway, and heading back into Cuffley down that way. And I'm going to be looking out for some greenwood peckers. There's quite a lot of cars in here, which does suggest that this woodland is quite large, because I've not really come across too many people so far. Not too bad, of course, for the fact that it's midweek, as I say. Dog walker's van. Collect up all your dogs and bring them in here. Perfect for those that are too busy to walk their own dogs. Looks like we're heading onto the yellow trail now, or the blue trail, or a mixture of both. I have to say, this would be a fantastic wood to come out, bring the kids, let them have a good run around, hide in the trees, all that sort of good stuff. Particularly, it's very shady on a hot summer's day. You wouldn't need to worry about them getting sunburned. Bit more water in this brook. So I'm not far off reaching the halfway point of this walk. Just up here, start bearing to the right and curl it back round again, back towards Cuffley. Yeah, and this is pretty much the halfway point in this walk. Halfway point of just the woods part of the walk, and the entire walk all the way from Cuffley station. And it's quite a strong sun today, so it's nice to turn back in the opposite direction so the other side of my face can get a little bit of sun on it. So over the other side of the brook there's a sign there saying it's private property, and my map is telling me it's called Hellwood. So maybe not a good idea going over there anyway. I know there's a kind of an outdoor activity centre very close to here in part of these woods. I think it's commonly known as Cuffley Camp, and a lot of the school kids from Hertfordshire primary school, when they're a little bit older, the ones that are almost at the age of going to secondary school, have a week here doing how to bound stuff in the woods, and not quite camping but not far short of it. And my kids certainly did that back in the day, a very long time ago, and I guess they still do, but you can't actually see it from here, but I think it's sort of over there somewhere. That might be part of this Hellwood place. Absolutely beautiful this morning, cannot deny. I do like going to places in the middle of the week when it's quiet and you've not got lots of noisy people about. You can just take it easy. Seen a few more people at after the car park on this part of the woods than I did on the earlier part of the woods, but still not very many. Beautiful. And it's my turning then away from this slightly more defined pathway next to the brook up here. As I say, I'm using my favourite walking app called Go Jauntly. Give it a try if you've not tried it before. I'm certainly not sponsored by them, but I do recommend them wholeheartedly. Pay the premium subscription as well, which gives you extra benefits and stuff. Anyway, you can check it out and see. If you like walking and you like to be not sent on a Google Maps kind of routing, which is never ideal for anything away from roads, then give it a try. I'm sure there are others on the market too, but that's the one I've been using today and will continue to use for future wanders. And for those that are interested in such things, the contour line for our elevation above sea level is winding around this place. Obviously it's kind of a slightly hilly environment, but we're wandering around the 100 metres above sea level. Of course, we're not too far from tidal waters here. The River Thames is not that far away, which of course is at sea level, or more or less at sea level. So yeah, 100 metres above that here. That tends to be typical of this kind of part of London, somewhere between 100 and 150 metres on the well, I call them high hills, but the hills to the north and south of London. Nice little area for kids to run around in. Made a little shelter there and swing and logs to climb all over. Come to a crossroads. 1, 2, 3 and a bit, 4, 5, 6 different routes, and according to my app I should be taking this one. So the last path now back up to the Ridgeway, and we'll take a left back onto the Ridgeway and take a slightly different route back through Cuffley and into back down to the railway station. And back to that crossing again. Another walk on it, I suppose. And where lunch was taken earlier on. That's where we came from earlier on, past Vineyards Road there. Taking a different route back now, down Carbone Hill, something like that anyway. It's like Millionaires Row along here, it really is. And you'd need substantially more than £1 million to buy any of these houses, that is for sure. Little muntjac there. Normally they just run away straight away, but I think he's stunned. I think he's been hit by a vehicle. Going to report that. It looks like he's alive, but his leg looks damaged, and yeah, normally they would, or at least the little deers around my way run away as soon as they see you or hear you. Shame. Strange kind of road, this one, actually. No footpath at all. It's all grassed over, and a lot of posts to stop people from parking their vehicles on the grass, which is probably a good thing. We'll be turning off this road fairly shortly and heading properly back down into Cuffley. Almost something that resembles a defined walkway now. And yeah, back there it's just kind of grassy areas outside of people's houses. Looks nice, but it's not really a defined walkway. And the app I'm using, the Go Jauntly app, does define that part of the walk as having limited proper footpath, or no footpath at all. It just highlights the road in a different way. I think this must be the camp over here, because I can see some what do you call it, for bows and arrows, archery, that's it, bows and arrows. Some archery. This is called Homewood, and very similar to the other one, really. Not the Great Wood. And the track maps on the app are not entirely accurate, but there is a reason for that. It's due to the way the person that uploaded the route has done it from point to point. So sometimes if you've got quite curly paths, it's shown on the map as a straight line, so it can trick you into kind of going astray slightly. But I think I'm back on track now, hopefully the right one. I must say, this is considering how close to London we are, this is absolutely fabulous. And there we go, exit to the woods. Homewood. Bit of detail there, bit of information. And we're going to make our way back through the fine streets of Cuffley, back down to the station. For those that know the area, this is Tolmers Road. Just going to take this opportunity now to say thank you for watching, and if you like this video, then please click the like button, maybe even subscribe or press the yellow bell. Not sure what that does, but whatever it does, give that a press as well. Can always unpress it later, I guess. This is my first upload for quite some time. I've taken a bit of time off from doing YouTube videos, a number of things going on that prevented me from getting out and about. So I'm back on it now. I'm not going to be posting anything like as many as I used to do, but if you just happened upon this video and have not seen one of mine before and are interested, then please check through the back catalogue. I do lots of stuff like this, walking about in various places in the south of England, other parts of the UK and Europe and beyond. So check them all out, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of them. Even the grimy back alleyways are quite posh here, with no litter and graffiti and nastiness hanging about. Very affluent area indeed. And here we are back at Cuffley station, up the same alleyway I started up. So thank you for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. A little wander around Cuffley and also the Greater Woods. And as I say, check out the back catalogue. You'll find lots of similar kinds of stuff and plenty of other walks around places in Europe and beyond. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye bye.
One for the 1324 Great Northern service to Moorgate.